Hello, we are now back in Connecticut, and since we're back in Connecticut, I just wanted to share with you guys the trades that I did in Hawaii. I have that live in YouTube if you want to see the uncut version, but for now, just wanted to go over the trades that I did live in Hawaii. Again, you can check it out in YouTube if you want to see the uncut one. So, back in June 5th, 2023, 126, I had a couple of trades. So, first one here was I traded SPY. SPY just had a little move, so I got $30 with SPY. But that day, I traded two stocks. First is SPY, and the next one is AI. What I saw with AI is this overextension right here. So you can see that it is above that VWAP, that moving average, but it looks like it's overextended. It passed through R4, formed this inverted hammer right here, and that was the giveaway for a short. So did not get to enter right here, but this could have been the perfect entry at 35.25, but my entry was at 34.69, so it still went below this candlestick right here. So again, entry is at 34.69, and I got 2,000 shares there with this AI trade. So the way it looks like in the daily is a couple of days, we have that high and had that pullback, so remaining 3 days have that range bound order. But with the 5 minutes, it is looking that it's tapping out and looking very overextended here, and that's the reason why I shorted this one. So as soon as two entries that I always put in my trade is, of course, by shorting it. So I shorted at 34.65, and the stop loss is just right here at 34.85. So with that, I'm giving it 20 cents rest and to capture that move. So I added to my position right here. So entered here, building my position, keep adding to my position when it's trending down. And just to save some time, I'm gonna forward this trade right here. So it's 1328 or 128 and already up by 350 here, still trending lower. What I can see here with the tape as well as the level 2, we do have not a lot of imbalance here. But the prints in the tape is having this a lot of red prints right there. So now I'm up by 710. Up by 710 here. Still moving lower. We're about to hit R4. So at this point, is it wrong to take some partial at this point? No. But just because it is not giving me that signs of reversal yet, I haven't taken any partial yet. So a little bit of a bounce in R4, which is totally normal. All those support, imagine that those support, some traders will be taking some profit there, and that's why it makes it a strong support. That's why stocks bounce on those support. So just zooming it out here, we have found that support in R4, and also there is that moving average there. So initially I was up by almost 700, but we have that consolidation there. Just fast forwarding it. So I changed my time frame to a higher time frame. So now it's a 15 minutes. If you look at the 15 minutes, it's still very bearish. So you have that big move, small candlestick here, and now we have the big candlestick. This candlestick right here did open below the body of this candlestick. So thesis is still valid that this is weak. But I needed to switch my time frame to 15 because the 5 minutes is getting a little bit noisy or choppy. When you wanted to silence this noise and those choppiness, you want to switch it up to a higher time frame, and that's what I did here. Okay, so eventually what happened here is at 1341, so we're still at that second red 15-minute candlestick. It's still heading lower. So this support right here, 31 or 34.25, is acting as a strong support. So once we reach there, I started partial, and all the way down here is partial. Now I only have 1K of a position left, and I still have that on my initial entry. But at this point, I'm already up by 2,300. So let's just see how quick that flush happened. So the way to monetize on those moves is starting to build up a position. So initial entry here, and then I added to my position, and then let's see if I can speed this up. to save us some time. Okay, so now we are in 2x speed. So this one, looking at the tape here and level 2, lots of consolidation here, but we are now testing again that moving average, 3450. There's no sign of this getting bought. Look at this one, all massive red prints. Now we just lost and we just went past through that R4. A little bit of a bounce here in the R4, but we just lost that moving average as well in the 5 minutes chart. Haven't taken any partials yet. Trying to see whether this one is going to be reversing on me. At this point, I have 6,000 shares. See if I can, yeah, that's the fastest speed that I can have this. So looking at the tape here as well as the level 2, there's not a lot of imbalance here, but as you can see here, there's no buyers that is trying to step in into this falling knife. This is the one that traders keep on saying that, if you want to go long, you don't want to take a long trade on a falling knife, because this one, having it on a higher time frame on a 15-minute chart, that is a very bearish move. Look at how big this candlestick is. That's a move from about 35.30 all the way to 34.50 with only one candlestick. That's already a massive move. And then this open below the body of this candlestick. So this definitely have found a big resistance right there at around 35.25. Not a lot of volume, as well as the candlestick does not show us any forms of strength, because look at the wick right here. The way those wick are formed is when the sellers tried to step in and push those buyers down. And that's when we develop a wick. And now we are testing again the low of this candlestick. So that low of the candlestick acted as a support. We just lost that, and that's the time that I started partialing. So partial at 34.30. So small profit there of 268. Still has an unrealized of 1300. Now we are at 9 exponential moving average, and that's where I have my initial partial. Still trending lower. This one is moving very fast now. So we got the steam from the sellers here. So another partial here, because that one was a sudden drop to 34.15. Another partial, 34.08. So partialing here still has 50% of my share, which is now 3K. Still has a 1400 unrealized right here. Trying to see whether is the sell-off finished or not. There's not a lot of buyers trying to step in here. Look at how immediately you initially get the green candlestick or the white candlestick, and then as soon as it tries to push up, just a big rejection there. So I tried to partial again. Now partial at 34, which is the exact dollar amount. Realized now is at 17 with unrealized of 13. So these are the advantage of being able to short those that looks overextended, as well as once you get to time it well. In this case, I time it in a way that I use 15 minutes, the first sign of reversal in the 15 minutes, which is once that candlestick passed through the low of the previous candlestick, which in this case is at this level, 34.85. That's where I started to short it. And sure enough, it has been a very easy trade right here. So now, since I partial again right here, because we do have that moving average there, I only have 1K position left. With a 1K position, thought process here is once we have that sign of reversal, then I'm going to be all out in here. But I did make that profit already at 2,300 with this. So this one, buyers tried to push that up, sellers push them down, thus creating that wick. Although this is the third consecutive green candlestick now. So we have that pushed. So although I still have 1K left, just trying to monitor this one, whether this one still has some room for this to go down. So one can argue that this, since it does not have a lot of volume, this can be just some profit takers. Those who were short all the way up here are just taking some profits, and that's why when they close their position, they have to buy it back. So that can also just be profit takers. So at this point, we are now at 9 EMA. We are close to R4. Trying to see if this moving average will act as a strong resistance. No volume right there when it's pushing up. We have now formed this hammer right here with a wick right there. Buyers did step in, and that's why we developed a wick right here. So, and realize it's 198, but it did move already. So just trying to fast forward this one. Okay. So it had that pump right there. It went all the way again to the same level as my entry right here. So as soon as it went right there at the entry, my initial entry, I have that orders for another short. So that's the reason why I have another 2K position there, because I re-entered, because that's the same level as the one that I entered right here. So let's see if that one was a good add versus is it really reversing. So just fast forwarding it. You see how those levels are like magic. You have the level right there, and since I added in that position, it had that big rejection, and then now we're still heading lower. I'm up by 258. I am back with 2,000 shares. So at this time, I just wanted to close my position. I was using my laptop here, so it is a bit challenging to trade when you're not in your trading station and you only have one screen. So now I do have a tight stop loss here, 34.7. So just to save some time, stop loss is right here. Laptop does not give me the chance to drag this one all the way down. So yeah, was just waiting for that fail for that 2,000. So let's see here. So looks like at that stop loss 34.7, 158. Let's see. About to get hit, and it even passed through my stop loss. Yeah, that's the thing about having a massive move. Sometimes it can go past through your stop loss, but sometimes what I do is I just drag it down, but got my fill here. So with that, I got 2,400, and that one was, yeah, a couple of hours of trading. So traded from around 1 to around 1:30, so less than 2 hours of trading in Hawaii, and got 2,400 for that. So that's how you do a reversal trade. Reversal trade usually happens around past 11:30, because past 11:30, that's the time that those very strong stock is getting out of steam, or those very bearish stock will have those profit takers, meaning they would have to buy back their shares, and having them buy back their shares will push the stock higher. For this, it's shorting it because it looks overextended. So with that, it's 2,400, and that's an hour and a half trading. So thank you so much for watching, and if you guys have questions, please feel free to email me. If you want to learn on how to day trade for a living, please check our website out. It's called ecourseunlock.com, and in that website, you'll get to see the current course that we offer. And we do have a book now that is available in Amazon. Please do check that one out as well. Our services is there. Our syllabus is there as well. Please check it out and see whether day trading is for you. We add to the content daily, so learning never stops. And we do have our trade recap there as well. Now, if you wanted to check this 20 pages, one of our favorite top trading strategy called opening range breakout, opening range breakdown, then you can just click this link and we offer that for free. So with that, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. And with that, I'll see you at the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.